Okay, so hello. This is my first ever video. So we'll see how this goes. Uh, this sketchbook took me, spoiler, uh, a little over 2 years to finish. And like the first quarter of that was finished in the first 2 years, and then the rest was finished after I got into Cookie Run Kingdom. So a lot of this is Cookie Run Kingdom stuff. So if you don't like that, I'd recommend finding a different sketchbook tour to watch. Or if you do like that, whatever. Got Shadow Milk on here because this keychain came with a plushie that I bought, and I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, oh, where do I put it? So I just put it on my sketchbook. And then I painted this Gerard, and then Frank's on the back. There, you know, the Gerard melted a little bit because I took him outside, and I wasn't expecting the paint to do that, but, you know, whatever. I don't typically do anything on the, like, first page of a sketchbook because I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like there's too much pressure to, like, make the first page look nice, so I just don't do that. We've got Party Poison and Cobra Kid, like my designs for them. I'm gonna go through the first bit pretty fast probably because it's all like super old and I kind of hate all of it now. I'm better now, trust and believe. And then we've got Jetstar and Fungool. Again, just not going to talk about that. Little comic planning for my Killjoy story, redraw of a panel from the Fullmetal Alchemist manga. And then my friend was like, you should draw Sonic. So I drew Sonic. And there's a Kaiba and some more Jetstars. The Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, the second one came out, and I like Hobie, so I drew him. These are still okay. And then I don't know if this is supposed to be Gerard or if it's supposed to be, oh my god, Robert Smith, because it's unfinished, but I'm leaning towards Robert Smith because was done in the hotel room these were done in the hotel room when I saw The Cure. So it makes sense that I would try to draw some Robert Smith. More Spider-Man stuff, because everybody was making their, like, Spider-Sonas, and I thought that was neat. And I do aerial silks, so I was like, oh, Spider-Sona that, like, does aerial silks. That makes sense. And then I never did anything with that idea. And then some Mikeys, and then a Frank. Cherubim, Aziraphale, and then matching Crowley. And then here are some, like, trying to do, like, color references for my Killjoys. That's not what Jet looks like anymore, but the other ones are pretty much, like, that's what they look like. And then anything that's, like, blocked out like this or covered in whiteout, I covered because I don't want to dox myself. So that's why that is like that. But a redraw of Gerard from a previous sketchbook because I liked the, like, drawing in theory, but I just didn't think that I knew that I could do better. And then we've got Val Velocity because I love him. And nobody likes him like I like him, except for my one mutual who does. Nobody likes Val, and I don't understand. Well, I understand why, but I love him. More Val, and then Party Poison. I can probably talk about that. I don't know if I'm gonna make any Killjoy stuff with my, like, designs for them. So I could probably talk about their story, but I'm not going to in this sketchbook tour because I don't want to take up too much time. Mike Milligram, yeah. And then this is where, like, more of the recent art is. So it gets, this is, like, where it starts getting better. We've got my zombie Black Parades designs, because I like them, and people on Instagram seem to like them. I don't post on Instagram anymore, but I know. Nurse Gerard, if I finished anything digitally, I'm probably gonna, like, include the digital version, like, somewhere in the editing. But I finished this one digitally, and I want to turn it into a sticker. I just need to find a manufacturer that will make, like, less than 100 stickers at once, because I'm not going to sell 100 stickers. And then a little, like, I'm almost a year on T now. This is from when I did my first shot. And then anything on these papers I did at work. I work at a retirement home as a server, and I have a lot of downtime to just fucking draw whatever. So I draw in the guest checks. So these were homework assignments for an art class, and then this is, I've had an idea in my head for a while for, like, Danger Days, but I don't know how to draw cars. So maybe one day. And then this, I'm gonna make sure that is like just a free-handed drawing of my dorm room. And then this is when everybody was getting really into Gravity Falls, so because the Book of Bill had just come out, so there's a Stan, because I love him. Stan's my favorite. And then a Spinosaurus, that's my favorite dinosaur. And then Ford. And these are thumbnails for a self-portrait for art class that I don't have with me. If I have, like, thumbnails for stuff, and if I have the like, finished thing, I have them sitting next to me right now so I can show you, but I don't have the stuff for that. And then this is a redraw of an old art piece that I did of Frank, inspired by Bear, Me, and Black. Another art assignment, Stan, and then more just concepts for this, like, exploring that idea a little bit more. And then this is when the Long Live the Black Parade tour was announced. So Kepshi, I don't know how to pronounce it, the, like, alphabet that they have for the tour. I revisit this because this is wrong, because at this point in time I didn't realize that there was, like, uppercase and lowercase. But and then redraw of the Doberman, and then Grandma from Draw Detectives, because season 3 was about to come out, and I realized I hadn't drawn her before, and I love her, so I wanted to draw her. Thumbnails for, like, an art assignment that I never finished. More Gerards, and then more of, like, trying to come up with ideas for this painting. I never finished it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it, but, you know, whatever. And then this is a drawing that I never finished. This is a drawing based on something that Duolingo Japan posted. Fuck Duolingo. But this is before they said all that shit about AI. And then I went to Chicago, and I went to the Natural History Museum, because they're, like, I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs so much. My favorite dinosaur is Spinosaurus, and they have a Spinosaurus skeleton in their, like, entryway, and I was very excited about that. So I bought a postcard and put that in my sketchbook. And then Mana-sama, because I love Malice Miser. I love Malice Miser so much. And then more Secretary Gerards. And then I downloaded Cookie Run Kingdom. So the rest of this is Cookie Run Kingdom. I'm not sorry. These are the very last, damn, oh well. Um, these were thumbnails for or like concepts for a lino cut print that I was gonna do that I don't have with me right now. My bad. I might put it on the screen. I might not. It's a lino cut print of my profile picture. My very first Shadow Milks and Pure Vanillas, and then redraws of some Shadow Milk sprites, trying to figure out how I want to draw him in my style. And then same thing with Pure Vanilla here. This I did digitally. It's like the I depend on you trend, where it's like, you'll see. I'll put it on screen somewhere. And then a Truthless Recluse, sheep studies, and then a candy apple that I did at work. I did a different candy apple at work that I like a lot more, but my former manager filled my locker with pots and pans, and then I put the piece of paper in there, and now it's gone forever because I don't want to take all these pots and pans out of my locker, but whatever. And then this is the original drawing for this print. I love etching. Etching's my favorite. But yeah. This is Fishy Mom Arts on Tumblr, Fixabiste Corrupted Pure Vanilla, and then that's a Sage of Truth, and then that's like comparing Sage of Truth and Shadow Milk's outfits, and then sheep from Memes. These I'll put on screen right now. I don't know if that's enough time. These are the thumbnails for that I finished, and then these are like concept iterations for this is more of that for this screen print that I made. I also really like screen printing. This is like a continuation of that self-portrait series that I was talking about earlier that I had some like thumbnails for. And then Disabled Shadow Milk. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I'll return to this idea at some point later in this sketchbook. And then a Sage of Truth. And my gold pen exploded and it ruined his face, and I'm so sad about it. But whatever. These are just some really quick gesture drawings. And then Pure Vanilla, you can take his clothes off. And then this is, I was going to like give him more outfits, but then I realized what a pain in the ass it was to give him just the one. So now he's just wearing that. And then this is his pastel blue costume, because it's my favorite. I love it so much. He's so pretty. These are old. I don't know how well you can see this. This is Unholy Verse Gerard, because Frank like burns his neck with a rosary. I think it was Frank who did that. I haven't read Unholy Verse in forever, but I think that's so fucking cool. I think that's so cool. This, I'm sorry, I don't know if you can see these very well, because they're on dark paper. This is my modern AU Ed, because I was thinking about Full Metal Alchemist. And then this is more Unholy Verse Frank, and then a Mikey, and then just a sticker because I got Death Wish and they gave me a free sticker, and I just was like, I'll put that in my sketchbook. Atem and Duke Devlin, because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't draw Yu-Gi-Oh! Enough. All of these were done at my old job when I worked at a grocery store. Sorry about that. And then we've got Black Sapphire, because he's my third favorite cookie. He's the reason I downloaded the game at all. And then, turn it this way so you can see it better. This is Ray and Gonzo, because Ray and Gerard performed with the Muppets at some point. And I have only seen pictures of it. I haven't seen videos of it. And if you have the video, send it to me. Oh my god. But I love them. Gonzo's my favorite Muppet. I also really like the Muppets, but I don't draw them very often because I'm not very good at like shapy characters. Um, my first fount of knowledge. This is fount of knowledge, and then more fount of knowledge and Shadow Milk, and then Illy Macmillan because like all of my mutuals were drawing her because the 4K version of the I'm Not Okay, I Promise music video came out, and I felt left out because I was just drawing cookies, and I love her. And then this is Shadow Milk and Pure Vanilla. The song Eat Shit and Die by Harley Poe is very them, so that's kind of inspired by that. And then more fount of knowledge, and then it was Palm Sunday, so I had to draw Pure Vanilla coming back from Beast East as Jesus coming back from Palm Sunday. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. This is Famitho and Legend Speakers. I'll probably write their ats on screen if I make any fan art for people. So for that, like Fix the Beast AU thing from earlier, and then also any further fan art. This is their fic. Eye of the Vanilla Beholder. Jesus Christ. Eye of the Vanilla Beholder. It's so good. Read it right now if you haven't. It's so good. And then we were talking about like humans domesticating animals in my anthropology class, so I wanted to draw Farmer Pure Vanilla because he makes me happy. So here he is in overalls because I wanted to draw him with overalls. And then this is Healer Cookie, and because I hadn't drawn him, and Black Raisin because I love her, and I'm sorry I'm neglecting literally every other character. My bad. I love like June Actually Ray's like sketchbook tours, and the way that they like draw with highlighter. Obviously that's kind of like what I was inspired by to do ugh. I am stumbling over my words. I'm so sorry. That's kind of what I was inspired to do with this, but obviously they like silhouette everything, and then they draw, like do the line art, and that blows my mind. I don't understand how they do that. That's insane. Anyway, Freak Shadow Milk because they don't draw him being a freak enough, and then Truthless Recluse. Somebody on Tumblr, go follow me on Tumblr, by the way. That's where I'm the most active. Same username everywhere. Somebody on my Tumblr sent me an ask about like that other disabled Shadow Milk drawing, and was like, I love your disabled Shadow Milk so much. Because I had also like made a post about why I think he's disabled. That like got a fair bit of attention, I guess. And then, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I made a post that got a fair bit of attention, and somebody sent me an ask that was like, I love your disabled Shadow Milk so much. He makes me so happy. So to respond to that, I made a couple drawings of him. And then Shadow Milk with a ponytail for reasons. And then I'm not going to turn it so you can see that, but that's just fount of knowledge. This is the other disabled Shadow Milk I drew for that person. Because I love him. He means so much to me. And then I was like, I need to stop drawing Shadow Milk and Pure Vanilla. I draw them too much. I can't just draw the same two characters over and over. So I drew Burning Spice. I really like this Burning Spice. And then we don't talk about the Mystic Flower and Eternal Sugar. They kind of just suck ass. These are more founts of knowledge. This is like concept stuff for this zine. Yeah, this zine. I'll just flip through it really quickly. I'm not gonna talk about any of the meaning because, you know, but yeah. And then our Zine. whatever. Yell at me about how I pronounce that word. This is comic book on Tumblr's OC Mercy. Their art, again, I'll put their ad on screen right now. Oh my god, it's so good. I love their art so much, and I've been meaning to draw Mercy for forever because she's their little scrimblow. Uh yeah, I needed to draw her because been wanting to draw her for a while, but I finally got around to it. And then this is the beginning of my you think that I'm already insane about cookies. This is when I started brainstorming for my fanfic. So you'll see a bunch of art. The rest of this sketchbook is just art for that. Anyway, Eternal Sugar, that, because I was like, the last drawing of her was ass. I need to figure out how to draw her. And then I also don't like this. Redesigning Fount of Knowledge, this is kind of the design that I stick with. There's like some minor changes that I make, but this is pretty much it. And then I was like, I need Fount of Knowledge and Awakened Pure Vanilla to interact. You'll see. White Lily, because I love her so much. But she's a pain in the ass for me to draw. Can you tell I'm bad at drawing women? I'm so sorry. And then this is Sugar of Happiness. This is the only one that I really like. The only Eternal Sugar. This is the first Eternal Sugar that I drew that I was like, I actually like this. This is Nomad from the Monument Valley games because I love her. I love her mask a lot. Anyway, I love Monument Valley. It's so fun. More Fount of Knowledge, and then Fount of Knowledge, going fucking through it. You'll see, because I'll put it on screen, but I finished this digitally, and Tumblr fucking loved it. I'm considering turning it into a print at some point, because I also really like it. I love it a lot. And then we've got more. Okay, so I guess I should probably explain what this is. So I'm writing a fic. It's called Deja Vu. It's a time travel AU. It's a pure fount time travel AU. That's the tag for it on Tumblr, is pure fount time travel AU. But the gist of it is that when he awakens, Pure Vanilla gets like yoinked back in time and has to interact with the Fount of Knowledge, and he can't go back. Like, he's stuck there. That's the gist. There's some shitty disabled Shadow Milk headcanons. And then more of this time travel AU. I think Fount of Knowledge, because everybody's like, his hair starts changing colors when he's corrupting. And yes. So I was like, he probably starts like braiding it. Well, okay. That's what this was him like coping with his hair changing color because of the corruption. But I was like, he's probably going to start braiding it. And then he also stops wearing the like cross necklace. Do I have any? Yeah, this necklace. He stops wearing it because he's losing his faith in the witches. And Pure Vanilla is noticing, post Silver Tree. And then, Elder Fairy being kind of stupid. And then, the Brave Gang's, like, reactions to Pure Vanilla just fucking disappearing and never being seen again. I know, like, the time that they all cease to exist by the time when he time travels, essentially. But I do think that's kind of funny. And then toying around with Pure Vanilla being there when Shadow Milk is being like sealed, and I decided that that's wrong. Anyway, I was like, oh, if Pure Vanilla's there when he's being sealed, then he's probably gonna get sealed as well for being like fucking in the way. And then somebody on Tumblr encouraged my brainworms about that. So now there's two AUs. Anyway, and then Pure Vanilla, like, he gets amnesia at some point. Don't even worry about it. But he finds the Fount's like monocle, and he's this is not the recluse. This is the nomad. Again, don't even worry about it. This is oh god, what's the song? It's by Apes of the State. I don't remember. Whatever. And then I hate this Shadow Milk, but the Pure Vanilla is fine. I was like, I need to draw Jetstar because I love her. So I drew Jetstar because I love her. And then Pure Vanilla coping so well with Silver Tree shenanigans. And Black Sapphire because I love him so much, but I never draw him. And then Fountain of Knowledge with an apple for reasons. And then the second half of the second Eternal Sugar update came out. So Lady in Azure. Oh, I draw Shadow Milk with a lazy eye. For reasons that I'm not gonna really get into, but I draw him with a lazy eye, and that carries into my Lady in Azure because I don't think he'd like. I mean, he could give himself like a not, or make himself appear to not have a lazy eye, but I don't think he'd give a shit. Anyway, more pastel blue Pure Vanilla because he's so pretty. I think he should wear pants. I think Pure Vanilla should get to wear pants. Danger Days AU that I'm probably never gonna do anything with, and then Eternal Sugar Crash Out, and then this is like loosely inspired by Jambound because Fountain of Knowledge was in Jambound, so I felt obligated to do that. And then I think they hate each other. I think they're best friends, and I think they would like fucking kill each other. And honestly, as they should. More Danger Day stuff. Again, I'm probably not going to do anything with this because I hate the way Pure Vanilla looks. I can't get him. Like, I don't know how to give him a good like Killjoy design. But I like Shadow Milk. Because he's pretty much just coarse. However the fuck you announce that guy's name. Bald ass motherfucker. White Lily that I kind of hate. And then I think Eternal Sugar should get to squeeze Shadow Milk and have his eyes pop out like one of those fucking squeezy toys that have the eyes pop out. I think she deserves it. Sugarfly. I need to draw Pavlova. Whatever. I mentioned, again, I do silks, and I was like, oh, what would, like, because June was, like, planning on doing stuff with the silks with Eternal Sugar, and I was like, I don't think, enough time had passed that I thought, that I was like, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do anything with that idea. So I wanted to steal it. And I had already decided that Shadow Milk is a trapeze artist. He does groundwork, but if he had to pick an apparatus, he would choose trapeze. So I wanted to draw them doing aerials. I have my roots as a Warrior Cats artist, which is tragic because I can't fucking draw cats. I'm so bad at it, and I need to fix that, but I don't want to do studies. But Shadow Milk and Pure Vanilla as cats. The Shadow Milk looks so ass. The pen bled. It was a disaster. That video of Eternal Sugar, like the ASMR video that she did, that like her voice actor did. It's so funny. So I had to draw her making the Soul Jams kiss. Yeah, and then more post Silver Tree stuff. This is a scene from chapter 3 of my fic Deja Vu. Baby Elder Fairy. His name is Elderberry Fairy because I think that's funny. This is when that person on Tumblr gave me brainworms about the spin-off AU because they were like, oh, if Pure Vanilla got sealed in the Silver Tree, that means that there's probably a second Pure Vanilla running around because it's time travel, not like, you know. And I was like, oh, that's actually really fucking interesting. I don't know why I never considered the thought that there could be a second, that in a time travel AU there could be a second Pure Vanilla. So this is post Silver Tree corrupted Pure Vanilla. He's the recluse, and then this is like them interacting. A sticker that I got from a local art store that I really like, and then a different sticker that I got from a not so local what's the word, record store, whatever. Oh, and I think that obviously Pure Vanilla is blind. I'm not taking any arguments on this, but in a modern AU, I think that if he had a dog, he'd have a poodle and he'd name it Sheep, because I have a poodle and I love her. And I'm probably never going to make a modern AU, so somebody can use Sheep. If you want her, you can have her. Also, the only other animal other than a dog that can be a seeing eye or a guide animal is a miniature pony. And I think somebody should do something with that information, that Pure Vanilla could have a guide miniature pony. And then I was like, I don't draw Shadow Milk being a freak enough. And then I went immediately back to drawing AU stuff, but freak Shadow Milk. And then more of the recluse, because I love him. Concepts for a thing that I didn't end up doing anything with. And then, Deja Vu bad ending, and I'll leave you at that. That being said, I'm so excited for the St. Pastry update. Oh my god. They're doing it for me specifically. The Recluse is Shadow Milk Scary Dog privileges. I was doing these at, like, a neighborhood thing, and I was drawing this blueberry yogurt, and somebody came up to me and was like, is that your character? And I was like, kind of, because I didn't want to explain that he's essentially my OC at this point. And they're like, oh, does she have a name? And I also didn't want to explain Cookie Run Kingdom to this, like, stranger. So I was like, no. And she, like, looked at me. This is a complete stranger, and was like, you can do better than that. And I was like, my bad. I'm so sorry. And here's a White Lily. I like this one okay. Her forehead's a little big. Her face is fine. Her head's whatever. Shadow Milk being a freak, and then Candy Apple and Black Sapphire, because again, I don't draw them enough, but I love them a lot. Spin-off AU stuff, Shadow Milk post Silver Tree tormenting the other Pure Vanilla, more Deja Vu stuff. Those are Forget-Me-Nots. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Also, my, so the way I do these is I use, like, a Bic ballpoint pen, and then these were line arted with a Bic ballpoint pen, and then I just use, like, whatever highlighters I have for the colors, but I don't have Pure Vanilla's skin tone in a highlighter. So I was like, I'll just use one of my, like, fucking ancient Copics. But it was dead, so his skin tone looks like it's all patchy. Tragic. Uh, Blueberry Yogurt Academy, Pure Vanilla, and White Lily for Deja Vu stuff. Um, this is more Eye of the Vanilla Beholder. This is like belated. Like, by the time I drew this scene had happened like 5 chapters ago, but I still really like it. Well, I like them individually. I think, like, if I could just like select and scale and make Pure Vanilla bigger, I would. But, you know, whatever. Shadow Milk loses his soul jam at some point in Deja Vu. Well, it won't be Deja Vu, but like proper. But okay. It's gonna be a trilogy, probably. So Deja Vu is just the first book. This would happen either at the very end of the second book or the very beginning of the third book. Whatever. And then more Blueberry Yogurt Academy stuff. This is, I think Different Anymore by Amigo the Devil is very Shadow Milk. So that's inspired by that. This is me, like, trying to figure out what Fount of Knowledge is, like, what's the word? I want to say regalia, but that's wrong. Vestments, what they would look like. Spoiler alert, he's just the Pope. He's just a recolored Pope. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. This is Black Sapphire, and then more Fount of Knowledge and Pure Vanilla. Fount of Knowledge is, his self-worth is in the gutter, man. Poor guy. You know how Pure Vanilla gets sent to Shadow Milk's other realm after his fight with Dark Enchantress? Yeah, me too. Anyways, this is the redraw of, you know how like Shadow Milk has those little puppets in, I don't remember which chapter of Beast East. It's either chapter 1 or chapter 2. It might be both. No, it's chapter 2. Whatever. Or episode 2? Whatever. Yeah, I just wanted to redraw that. I don't know why I was explaining that. Whatever. This is, what I ended up deciding on for, his vestments, and then just him being sad. And I was like, I need to draw Mystic Flower, because I love her, but I don't draw her enough. And then Strawberry Cookie is my favorite, common cookie. I love her, but I hadn't drawn her. And then this is Pure Vanilla as the "you dated the brutal dictator of Nicaragua" sound, because yeah. Shadow Milk with fucked up teeth, because I love when people draw him with fucked up teeth. But it's whatever. Trying to draw the recluse in the Cookie Run Kingdom art style. This is more Blueberry Yogurt Academy stuff. And then it was my birthday, and Strange Aeons murdered the Muppet Joker in the ball pit on my birthday. I win. So I had to draw something for that. And then this is just a coaster from the cowboy bar that I went to. I drove like multiple hours to go to a cowboy bar for a bluegrass concert on my birthday. So I kept the coaster from that. And this is the main character from the video game Zell. Zell Occult Adventure. I played this game like 2 or 3 years ago, and it has just stuck in my brain ever since. It's so good. Go play it right now. Stop what you're doing. Exit out of this video. The rest of the sketchbook doesn't matter. Go play Zell Occult Adventure. It's like a point-and-click RPG Maker game. It's very good. It's also very weird. But, you know, whatever. These are, they're close in Pure Vanilla, because I wanted them to be, like, it was like, the recluse kind of, like, guiding them, and then Pure Vanilla, like, talking to, like, the, Brave Gang, but I kind of didn't like that. So, whatever. And then these are my zombies, because the Long Live the Black Parade tour had officially started at this point. So I was like, I need to draw them. Well, okay, it was like the night of. Like, I posted this on Tumblr like seconds before MCR went on stage. And then this is Pure Vanilla and White Lily. More Blueberry Yogurt Academy stuff. Oh, they're so cute. I hope nothing bad ever happens to them. Wink, wink. And then just a Shadow Milk to fill the space. And then this is the actual alphabet for the language that I don't know how to pronounce. Well, it's not actually a language. It's just a code, essentially. But yeah, and then I was getting really back into Malice Miser because they're literally the only thing. I can only work on Deja Vu if I'm listening to Malice Miser. It's fucking weird. Anyway, here he is. Here's Shadow Milk in Cozy's weird little jester costume that I love so dearly. And then more Shadow Milk as Cozy. And then these are Herald of Change and Burning Spice, exploring some like ideas for how having your soul jam halved affects the like your physical appearance. Ugh. I put a poll on my Tumblr if Shadow Milk should wear glasses or not, and wearing glasses won. However, I do think it's objectively funnier if he just has really shitty vision and refuses to do anything about it. I think that's very in character. This is a scene that will eventually happen. Pure Vanilla crashing. These two hate each other. They hate each other so much. And poor White Lily is in the middle of it. I'm sorry if you don't know anything that I'm talking about. If you don't know anything that I'm talking about, how the fuck did you get this far? More post Silvertree stuff. Whatever. More post Silvertree stuff. And then I love how Shadow Milk and Sage of Truth have that animation where they like get absolutely horrified by the bunny plush that they pull out of the like portal or whatever. So I was like, I should draw Fount as that. Whatever. Fount of Knowledge as Our Lady of Sorrows, because I'm so normal about Our Lady of Sorrows. I'm so incredibly normal. Not the My Chemical Romance song, though I'm also not normal about that song. I'm not normal about bullets in general. Artist with a very normal relationship with religion. Character who has to deal with that. Me always. This is, I don't know if I probably won't have that drawing finished by the time I post or finish editing this, but this is a digital whip. I don't know if I'll post the whip or whatever on the screen. I don't know, man. Whatever. Fount trying so hard to be nice to Pure Vanilla and him just being traumatized because he's not exactly over everything that happened in this fire, and the Fount is definitely a reminder of that. MCR played War Beneath the Rain, and I was having a normal reaction to that. I hate both of these, but that's whatever, because I like this Pure Vanilla. Yeah, I need to draw him in overalls more often, because I like that. Fount of Knowledge, going through it. And then I got paint pens. And I don't know why it took so long for me to get paint pens. I fucking love those fuckers. They're wonderful. They're great. And then the new Dominion of the Beasts thing came out, and I chose Mr. Flower because I have more burning spices than I do mystic flowers. And I made the right decision because, oh my god, Mystic Flowers Dominion of the Beasts like fucking broke me. But it also means that I'm gonna have to rewrite stuff for Deja Vu because it whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna like, because stuff is gonna have to get, because like there's still stuff is still coming out for like about the beasts, and like we don't know anything about their time as virtues, so a lot of my theories are probably going to be wrong. So I'm probably not going to rewrite everything that gets disproven, because I think that would just be too much of a pain in the ass. But this is like easy enough that I can change. Whatever. Sorry about that. Candy Apple, because I love her. A scene from chapter 7 of Deja Vu. A scene that inspired chapter 7 of Deja Vu. More Candy Apple. And then I was thinking about the Eucharist. And I think since like the St. Pastry Order is like inspired by Catholicism, what if Fount of Knowledge was their Jesus, and they still participated in the Eucharist, but it was like Fount of Knowledge? So here's Pastry Cookie explaining that they like ritualistically eat Fount of Knowledge to Pure Vanilla, who is Fount of Knowledge's boyfriend. I think that'd be really fucked up. But I like it a lot. Yeah, apples. This is what the Swedish, well, this is what the Vatican guards wear, and I love it so much. They're like little jesters. I love the outfits so much. Some of them wear ruffs. Anyway, this is a drawing of a character who is a child of divorce, and I'm probably gonna make a video at some point trying to like reclaim these OCs, cause and like make them for myself, because they were shared OCs with somebody else that I am no longer friends with. But I was like, I should like the fact that they used to be connected to this other person who like hurt me, shouldn't mean that I don't get to enjoy these characters anymore. I'm probably gonna talk about my feelings about that a little bit more when I do make the video about these characters, and like trying to like rewrite their story and whatever. But until then, here's Scarlet. And then I saw a picture on Pinterest of a deer with like a dead bird on its head, and I thought that was cool. So I wanted to draw it. And then this is Fount of Knowledge and his very normal relationship with the witches. And then Buttermilk Cookie. I love him. He was made for me specifically, but I hate the gameplay of Tower of Adventure so much. So, DevSys made him for me specifically, and then said, "You don't get to play the game he's from though, because you hate the gameplay." Whatever. More buttermilk cookie. My bad. That's an interaction that I had with my mom that I thought was really funny. And then I drew that, and I was like, oh, I should, like, this is the two ways that I draw myself. My Sona, and then how I drew myself in my self-portrait series. Deja Vu Bad End, more of that. Because I love the theory that Pure Vanilla is Avatar of Destiny. That might be disproven in the Stank Pastry Order update. But until then, I love it a lot. Laura Palmer, because I love Twin Peaks. I fucking love Twin Peaks so much. Go watch it right now if you haven't. But I have so many feelings about Laura Palmer. I love her. And then I was like, I can't fucking draw a Pure Vanilla Cookie. I hate the way that I draw him. Well, okay. I thought that was the ugliest face ever. I hate it so much. So I was like, I need to redeem myself. But also, like, I can't. I have aphantasia. So, like, I can't picture things in my head. So it's hard for me to, like, keep characters on model. So I was doing, like, so I was trying to figure out how to draw Pure Vanilla in a way that I think looks like him. And I think I kind of got it. So I just decided to do the same thing with Fountain of Knowledge on this side. And then I love this drawing so much. He's all soggy. And then this is like, I think it was the Romans that after they adopted Christianity, they went around and they defaced a bunch of statues of, like, the Greek gods, Greek and Roman gods, by, like, carving the face entirely off and then putting a crucifix in the middle. I don't know why I'm gesturing at myself. You can't see me. And I thought that is very Fount of Knowledge. Because, like, everybody, like, after his corruption, everybody just kind of was like, we don't want to be associated with you. But I drew this at work. Anything on these, like, guest checks, I drew at work. And one of the residents saw me drawing this and looked over my shoulder and was like, "Are you Catholic?" And I was like, ugh. I don't know why it surprises me when people ask me that when I draw shit like that all the time. Anyway. Baby Black Sapphire and Baby Candy Apple, because they're in Deja Vu as, like, small children, and I was like, I need to figure that out. I don't know how well you can see that. I really like this drawing of Fount of Knowledge. It's very pretty to me. And then there are old depictions of Jesus. So we all know Pure Vanilla's Jesus cookie, but there's old depictions of Jesus as, like, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, where it's, like, all three faces, like, combined like this. I might put a picture on screen. Like, all three faces combined into one person. And I love weird surrealist religious art. But I was like, oh, I could do that with, like, Pure Vanilla, Awaken Pure Vanilla, and then Truthless Recluse. So that's what that is. And then the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, because, yeah. And then I was like, I should draw Sage of Truth again, because it's been a while since I've drawn him. And I want to see if, you know, and then I started thinking about him. And he would absolutely tear apart Shadow Milk if they were, like, had to have a conversation. So here he is kicking, shaking Shadow Milk. And then I was like, I'm fucking tired of this sketchbook, man. So I just quickly drew Pure Vanilla and a Truthless Recluse. And as the final page, I redrew the very first page of this sketchbook to be like, oh my god, look how much I've improved. So yeah, my next sketchbook hopefully will not take more than 2 years to complete, because it's a lot smaller, B, like, a fourth of it's already filled out because it was a school sketchbook for, like, schoolwork, And I'd show it to you right now, but I'm moving tomorrow, so all of my stuff is already packed up. So now I just need to, since I finished the sketchbook, I just need to sit on my hands, and I can't draw for a couple days. Whatever. Hopefully I'll be posting more on this channel. Yeah, definitely gonna be doing sketchbook tours so I can, like, have, like, a digital, like, record of all of my sketchbooks, because I'm just, like, terrified of, like, losing my sketchbook, my house burning down, and, like, I lose my sketchbook because of that kind of thing. So I want to have, like, a digital record of, like, my stuff. But other than sketchbook tours, let me know what you want to see from me. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably make a video, like, reclaiming my old OCs that I shared with somebody, because I've got a couple ideas for some of the characters. And then I'll probably make a video yapping about Deja Vu, my AU, because that's, like, the only thing I can think about right now. They've taken over my mind. Yeah, just let me know what you want to see from me, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this channel yet. Like and subscribe, as they say, and I will see you, hopefully not a year, sooner than 2 years from now, because my next sketchbook will take faster to finish, I promise.